Hello everyone. In today's market recap, I want to first quickly go through and review my position, and I will share you with some interesting tickers I think it's worth of your attention. So first of all, today's compared to yesterday, the portfolio grew by 0.48% or 80 bucks. And here's my position update. Some of my positions really worked out. For example, VIC, I got in somewhere 86 bucks, and today have a nice 10% profit. Some of them doesn't work out, so I'm already sold them. For example, Ray, TUB, and DIA, because also I get out my right position. It's not because I don't like them. Is in the short period of time, I think they are doing consolidation, and I don't want to get stuck inside a consolidation. I want to get back in when things is clear of direction, so it's less risky. So today I get rid of some of the position I don't think kind of worked out. There's some loss, there's some gains. So overall, it's a net gain. And let's just take a look on the chart. And I decided to use the trading view because personally I feel it's like easier. I mean, it's like more appealing to see it, and it's just easier to maneuver. And I found the trading platform I use sometimes it takes forever to load the data. It's just much smoother here. So let's just go through the ticker. The first one will be the VISA. So this one, I was talking about this, and I bought in from here, so at the 86 level. As I said, VIC and Discover A, both of the ticker, they're in the same industry of cable and satellite, and they have very similar pattern. I feel like on this large scale on daily chart, they already overextended, but the fact that they're able to hold their strong bull run even when there's market sell off, like in the past 2 days, this is what the market performed. And if you to take a look at this, it's not even affected because it's very bullish sentiment. So I just allocate a small portion of the capital into it, and it depends out. I will not add more position from now on because, as I said, this whole thing is already on a bull run for a long, long time. Uh, there might be a sudden drop, like for example, right here. So for this run, the trade before I did since yesterday, I also did a trade here. I entered here, but I got out here. I thought it's a top here, but turns out that it's reconsolidate and breakout, and there's another run. So in my opinion, it's on a thin ice, but I'm okay with it if I just allocate a small leverage into this stock to get the last drop of juice out of it. Um, because right now I'm already sitting on my profit, I don't have to worry too much about correction. I mean, even if on the Monday or gap down, I can still get out around my cost. And the next one is X. So this one is in the mineral steel industry. Personally, I really like it because we can see it's a strong breakout from here. Um, I really waited until this moment to get in because March 10th is still not clear how the market gonna do. So at this point, it's also very likely it will drop back down, right? So for me, my philosophy is I always want to trade certainty rather than maximize my profits, because I think like for profit, so long as you have this uh, probability advantage, if so long as you have certainty. I mean, you can never reach 100%, but the more certainty you have, the less risk you will have. So I am willing to wait until it really break out to this level very strongly to get in, just so that I am sure it's a breakout rather than just a fake breakout. So this one works out quite nicely too. I entered at 22 and now it's 24, so that's about 8%. Yeah, that's about 8%. Um, so discover. So this one we already talked about is very similar to VIC, and the next is FCX. This one is kind of similar to X because they're both in mineral, and if you look at uh, there's a synopsis of this company. It's say engaging in mining of blah blah blah. It's not it's not performing as strong as X because they're in the same industry, but X today is already up here. It still stay where I got in yesterday. However, the overall trend is still maintain this structure. So that's why I decide to still hold a position and see whether it's gonna perform next Monday. Let's see what else, and then move on to my new position today. So OGI, I talked about this yesterday, along with some other biomedical companies. Well, this one does not really meet my expectation at first because it's gap down, and that's really a bearish symbol to me. However, somehow it managed to come out, break out, and hold this line and break out again. So I bought in a little bit. Actually, I bought in twice. Just give me a second. Oh, this is so. Let me see where I got in. I bought twice. I bought once here and the other time here. But personally, this does not meet the very strong expectation of mine because I thought if you're really strong, you should gap up, right, rather than gap down. But compared to some other biotech company like TMBR, I remember, yeah, like this one. Yesterday it was shooting up really high, really strong, but today this thing just bleh, go back down to the consolidation area. So comparatively speaking, OGI is the only one that kind of works out, with decent volume and price action. That's why I decided to get a little bit into it. And there's also, let me see. Oh, yes, ice. So for this one, well, this one has a massive run here, but this one attract my eye because it's not like other medical company, they just all of a sudden gap up 100, 200%, and then just slowly dying out. This one hold its ground and start breaking up again, although not on strong volume. So like right now, both UIES and OGI, I would say they're both on very uh, tentative ground compared to the one that I got in yesterday, X and VIAC. So like those stocks, they are already in a bull run. But OGI and UIES, I think they're like attempting the breakout. So that's why I'm not so sure. I still have to see how they hold next Monday. But today, just putting a little bit position in there to test the water. And lastly, there's XSPA. So this one I just found this one midday. To be honest, this one on day chart is not impressive. It seems like a big consolidation area, but the fact that it still break out, hold the line, and then break out again, I think it's worth some attention. That's why I also bought a little bit. And today I really want to talk this ticker because this one is like kind of crazy. Is another pharmaceutical company, so like biotech and medical. Basically, this thing gap up from like less than $2 and then all the way up to $8 is like 400% yesterday. Of course, every time you have a massive gain. There are people who will take the profit, so you will see this decline. But what catch my eye today is there's strong breakout today. It's actually very crazy because it break out so fast. It triggered a circuit break, I believe, 3 times. Um, that's why I think there's still a lot of momentum in this stock. However, by the time I got in, it kind of get on the very top of it. However, I know this is a very volatile stock. I decided to allocate even smaller leverage to it. So even if for this one, let's say, yeah, so this position I'm down by more than 30%, but the actually is only $16 loss because I know there's a great deal of risk in this. That's why I lowered the leverage, and in that way, I kind of manufacture the risk back to a level where I can control. My philosophy is always about like risk, managing risk before I chase the profit. Because if I let the risk going out of control, then the next thing going out of control will be my emotion. And if you become so emotional, you will just be controlled by fear and greed, and you will never be able to execute your plan well, and you will not be able to see things clearly. Like if you get a huge loss, you are not willing to cut the loss, and then it's just a vicious circle from there. So, but today, by the end of the day, it kind of bounced back a little bit. So let's see how it's gonna perform next Monday. And there's 3 more tickers I really want to talk about. I think they're really interesting. They're which is Macy's. So Macy's and KSS and JWN. Yes, so this is a Nordstrom. So both are, I mean, all of 3 are in retail sector, and I think it's interesting because during the market selling off, they not actually backing down too much like those tech stock. So if you compare this, from so last year November, it goes all the way here. It's basically just holding this whole big consolidation area. So this is JW. You can see also Macy is doing even better, trying to shoot up even a little bit. I will just use Macy because this one is the most active traded one. So this, if you compare this to say Tesla, is holding a much better. See, Tesla also increased. I mean, started its bull run last year from November, uh, and it peaked out at February. But Macy, see, it also started from November. It kind of peaked out here, but then here is the difference. See, it holds the line, and then now it bounced again to break out very strongly compared to all the tech sector. I mean, Tesla is only one signature, but if you just look at the tech sector, it just doesn't hold it. So my theory is because the vaccine is coming out, so we'll be seeing a lot of people. They will be they will be able to finally come out of their home, and all those retail stock, they will have their strong rally because people getting stuck at home for so long. We're so sick of playing game, watching movie online. We want some actual interaction with people, see the physical goods and everything. That's just my theory, and that reflect into the capital market. And you can see right now those retail company, they're picking up. With that being said, this just starting breaking out. I didn't get in today because as I said, I want to make sure uh, it's a real breakout rather than a fake out. Um, of course, you're probably thinking you can never be sure, right? You can never be 100% sure. Yes, that's correct. But it doesn't hurt to be a little bit sure than just a flip a coin. So that's my theory. Those 2 retail stocks, as well as that a couple of biomedical stock, are the one I'll be watching. So let's see how them perform next Monday. And on closing notes, let's look at AMC and GME again. It's not doing much. Yes, it gap up a little bit, but still, it because this ruined the whole bull run party. It's considered a big consolidation area. In order to restart the train or restart the rocket, if you prefer, we need to see some, good volume start breaking out this new high. It's very similar to GME. GME is actually holding even worse than AMC in the case. Yeah, so it's not doing very well. So in order it to jumpstart another bull run, we have to see another inflow of capital with good volume. So I would put those two on hold uh, for the time being, and yeah, to wait for that breakout. So I think that's pretty much all I want to cover, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys have a good weekends, and I will see you next Monday.